guys. Happy Sunday morning. Gained an hour back. Sleep time, which always makes me super happy. Because ever since we pushed the clocks forward in the spring, I always feel like I'm like an hour behind. I don't know. It messes with me. So it was nice actually getting that extra hour for the day. So I just wanted to show you that little baby Zoe is completely being lazy. She's still in her pajamas, still wrapped up in her blankie, just hanging out. She's looking really super sweet and cuddly. And I'm just getting up and around. We have dinner plans later with some friends we're having over, so I'm now just getting around. I'm getting ready to go work out, and then after that I'll get myself together for our friends to come over. We're going to cook a nice dinner, and both my daughters will be here for us. It'll be really nice. And just cleaning, you know, all those fun things that you do on a Sunday, I guess. So, but there she is. She's looking really cute, all nestled in her blankie. She's adorable. Just love this baby. No, she's not everybody's cup of tea, but there's something about this baby and Claire's babies. I don't know. I'm a huge fan of all of Claire's babies, even though they may not be the most perfect looking dolls, but there's something about them that I love, and of course you can't beat the quality of them, because Claire's silicone is still like nothing else I've ever experienced. It's just hard to describe unless you've been able to pick one up and feel one, or, you know, squish one. It's a very unique mixture, I think. And it was interesting because someone was talking yet again on Dollfan. I know I reference Dollfan quite a bit because there's a lot of really great people on Dollfan. I've come to become friends with them over the years, and there's always great discussions of things happening or someone's ideas or someone asking questions. And it was brought up yesterday or the day before that someone had mentioned that they think that silicone lifespan is only 10 years. And of course that sparks multiple people to chime in and pull up research and, you know, give their rendition of the facts that they've been told from either Smooth On or whatever company that they purchase the products from when they're making these dolls. So I don't tend to weigh in on any of that. I just sit back and I watch the information because, of course, I know of many people that have silicone dolls that were the very early silicones. They're older than 10 years old. And you'll hear my dogs playing in the background, sorry. And they are in perfect condition. So I think that it just depends on the artist in which you've gotten the doll from, the type of products, and what it really came down to is the platinum cure silicone that most artists use now. There used to be a time where they used tin-based or tin-cured silicone, which I don't think anybody's using any longer for doll making anyways, but they used to, some artists used it in the beginning. I guess there's a quicker breakdown of the tin cure silicone versus like the platinum cure silicone. From what I was told, and I'm just reiterating the information I was given, is that they will last 45 years and upwards of even longer, depending on how they're cared for and what additives were maybe added to the silicone. And I know that Claire, especially, also why I'm a huge fan, has been very careful of not adding any extra additives to make the silicone last longer or like make more of it per like container type of thing. So I know that there was talk a while back of certain doll artists adding things to them so they could get more out of one like container of it. I don't even know how it comes. I guess it's a liquid. I could be wrong on that too. Because you have to mix it, so I'm guessing it's a liquid form, but whatever, like you'd receive a container of it, and in order to make it go further and make more with it, they would add things to it. And Claire has never done that. I know she's spoken up about that sort of thing, that's what breaks down silicone. It's also what makes different silicones leach oil. and different strange things like that luckily I have not had any problems with. I know that, you know, when we invest these large amounts of money in these dolls, we want them to last for a large number of years, you know, and to think that, you know, the doll starts to break down after a short period of time would be absolutely heartbreaking to me. And I know to every other collector out there would be like, oh my gosh. So hence why it sparked this huge conversation. So this is why I share these things with you guys, because I find them very interesting topics of conversation and also really important, because if there was some truth to, you know, shelf life of only 10 years, that would mean they would start breaking down pretty quickly and these dolls would be literally falling apart in front of our very eyes, which would be absolutely horrible. Knowing what I have invested in these dolls, that would be devastating if that were the case. But it's not. So to clarify, at least the newer dolls that are made with the platinum cure silicone have a very long shelf life. And a lot of people even say that they'll probably outlive, you know, us because they're just meant to last a really long time, which I thought was really, very interesting. So I guess as we evolve this hobby, especially with the popularity of silicone, we find out more and more interesting details of the lifespan, how to care for it properly. You know, this is also why, even though I've had a lot of requests to do bathing videos, I just don't feel comfortable doing bathing videos with my dolls. I just don't know what the effects of using anything other than water, you know, any soaps, even though it's baby soap, we really don't know 100% that it may not cause some sort of issue or reaction, because I don't know what all is, you know, used in the paints, with the sealers, with the matting. I mean, there's all sorts of chemicals that are used that you just have no idea if it's going to react with some ingredient, you know, that you might be putting on these dolls, which is why we've come down to knowing that cornstarch baby powder is the best thing to use if you're going to use baby powders on these, because they also can create oiliness if it's not just cornstarch. I mean, there's just things that we find out later on, and I'm the type of collector that I err on the side of caution always with my dolls, because they're expensive. They mean something to me, and I would never want to do anything that I would think would damage them. You know, I know that there was also talk of using Vaseline when putting pacifiers in their mouths, and I've been told specifically by almost every artist I've ever had a doll from, absolutely don't use that. And I've heard contradicting things. I even, someone here on YouTube was saying, oh, this is a great tip, you should do this. And then I, of course, immediately when I hear something like that, reach out to the artists and go, what do you think? What are your thoughts? I would never want to do anything to damage the doll. And they're like, no, don't use it. You don't, you know, over time with the paints and things like that, you just don't know, and we can't guarantee, so therefore better not to use it. So these are the types of things that, you know, over the years I've heard all sorts of great ways you can try this or try that or do this and do that with your dolls, and I tend to not do them. I stick to artists' instructions. You know, they send, you know, if you're buying it on the secondary market, you may not get the nice instruction list of how to care properly for your silicone doll. But I've always gotten them from Claire. I've gotten them like from Romy when I've gotten a Romy doll. I mean, I've gotten them from any artist that has actually I've bought from directly. And they will tell you, you know, you can lightly damp wipe off the silicone, but none of them really recommend bathing them. I have yet to see one that says, yep, go ahead and bathe it and do whatever. I just don't think they're meant for that. They really, at the end of the day, as much as we like to role play with them, these dolls are collectible items. They are valuable. They are handmade. There are a lot of chemicals used in creating them, including the paints. Like, just there's so many different things that are added to these to bring you the final product of what you see, that we just don't know what may or may not react until something happens, and then you have a ruined doll. So therefore, once again, I'll sum this up. My long-winded conversation of this is I err on the side of caution, because for me, that's my comfort level. I'm really very, very fussy. and picky, as you all have heard me say, about the condition of my dolls, but should I ever want to sell them, I want to make sure that they're in the best possible condition that they could be in to pass them on to another mommy to enjoy. And I wouldn't want to lose money in my investment if I can help it. So I guess that's what it boils down to. So anyways, guys, there was the topic of the weekend, I guess, because I seem to bring them to you on a weekend. And I just think it's very interesting. A lot of people have a lot of different views and opinions, and these are only my opinions. You're entitled to your own, and you can completely disagree with me, and you may have had different experiences or gotten different information from different artists. I'm just sharing with you the information that I have been provided with, and I tend to like to pass that along to my dolly friends because I've heard of people doing some things that have done damage to their dolls, and they've been absolutely gutted over it, and it's a terrible thing. You don't want to ever, I don't think anybody ever sets out to damage the doll that they have. But anyways, with that notion, I guess I will end it here. Our dogs are barking like raving lunatics. I hope you all have a great Sunday, guys, and I'll talk to you soon. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.